Hey guys, it's Tombox here. Welcome to MST TV Storytime Mondays. Now, rather than doing our usual ruling nightmare for this segment, we're gonna be doing something good for a change, as this is something that you guys have requested. So we're gonna be doing Hope for YuGiOh. There's still hope for some of us here playing this game, and this game built up a lot of communities, a lot of friendships have been built here, and there's a lot of amazing stories that go behind it. So this segment is gonna be a lot more wholesome. Let me know if you guys like this stuff and leave a thumbs up in the comment section, just so that I know if I should do more of this, and if I can even get more of these stories. These stories are a bit more rare, I have to say, but don't worry, I'll still be doing ruling nightmares coming up, because I personally played Bonesy, and what a game that was. I have it still seared into my brain. But today we're gonna be talking about positive things for a change. So I know you guys will like this one, and something happened between our MST TV that I would also like to share in these stories as well. So that's gonna be the last story, but here we go. Let's do this. Now, this story comes from my Discord, submitted by YuGiOh. Call this story "Taking One for the Team." Alright, so YuGiOh submitted this, and here we go. So it's positive story time. I don't typically judge that often anymore, but when there's no one available, I always drop by my locals. The building is somewhat small, and the tournament area is split into two parts: 10 tables outside the store and 10 more in the basement. Our story takes place in the basement, a small, well-lit, but poorly ventilated room that is accessed by a narrow steel helix staircase. Now, it's been 5 minutes after registration closed, so most players are already sitting on their tables waiting for the pairings to be announced. I walked down with the list and I announced the pairings while directing a few customers to their table. Typical Saturday so far. Now, I'm about halfway done when a regular comes up to me and she tells me that she can't find her opponent. Oh, first of all, that's a really nice locals you have there. And I look around the room, and sure enough, everyone is seated and dueling. I mentally grumble and start preparing my tardiness speech when I hear someone walking down the stairs. He comes up, apologizes for the delay, and asks, "Oh, who am I dueling?" So I gesture him towards an empty table, tell both of them to sit down, and get started. Now, at this point, everything seems pretty normal. However, things change after round 1 had ended. As usual, I go to the front desk, which is on the floor above, to deliver the match slips. We run them through the tournament software and get ready to announce the start of round 2 after a short 5-minute break. As I climb down the stairs with the pairings in hand, I'm struck with the unholiest stench imaginable and stop dead in my tracks. Like, whew, oh my god. Now, as most of you have figured out, it was the guy who arrived late. Now, the venue did already have strict policies regarding odor, given how many events it held were housed in the poorly ventilated basement. However, the guy turned out to be very reasonable, and upon being told, he removed himself from the premises after apologizing profusely to everyone. An upstanding lad. I hope he comes back. And oh, then everyone clapped. Well, that's actually pretty good, especially with the new policy update regarding hygiene. So this guy did the right thing by making sure that everyone also had a pleasant experience at their locals. I can't imagine anything else. I'm glad that he was reasonable. Can you imagine being in a sweatsuit sauna? No one wants to be a part of that. And being very understanding and being very reasonable. That's what everyone should be aiming for. The big bro. There's been an influx of younger players at my locals recently. Lots of them are about the ages of 8 or 9. A lot of them are really excited to play in a local setting and seeing what other cards people had. Now, most of the competitive players at our locals were not complete elitists and are more than willing to help out the young ones. Now, many of these young players are strong-minded and have a strong belief that their decks are the best. Now, the typical player would just shatter their dreams and interests by defeating these kids outright, but not our friend Pete. Pete is probably one of the nicest guys there, and he has a competitive Thunder Dinosaur deck. He's not in it to win it, but to have a good time. Now, fast forward to one of our locals. Pete gets paired up against little Carl. Now, Carl is playing an old school mix and match deck with whatever cards his parents would buy, and Pete goes easy on him by playing at the same pace as Carl. None of the typical YuGiOh wombo combo, and lets Carl win his first game. Now, game 2, Pete would try a little harder by playing just basic YuGiOh and putting out one boss monster, an ultimate conductor Tyranno. That's a pretty big monster to be honest, and give little Carl a small challenge. Carl struggles because he couldn't draw into the right cards and loses game 2. Now before game 3 occurred, Pete asked, what were you looking for to destroy my ultimate conductor Tyranno? Carl replies, I can beat it with my 1,000 knives with my dark magician. And Carl has a bunch of cards like Wabaku and a bunch of old school trap cards, perhaps like Sakuretsu Army, that's what I'm guessing. Now upon hearing that in game 3, Pete tries to give little Carl a little challenge, but before dropping his ultimate conductor Tyranno or any of his big thunder dragons, he would let Carl set up his favorite monster of Dark Magician and give him 4 turns to try and acquire the 1,000 knives. Now using his thunder dragons to chump block most of the hits from Dark Magician without converting any of them into a thunder dragon colossus. Carl says, haha, your thunder dragons aren't strong enough to defeat my Dark Magician. Pete replies, well, I don't have my big boss thunder dragon yet. He actually did. Next week I'll have it, but for now you'll have to fight my Tyranno. So Pete summons out his Tyranno, but Carl activates Bottomless Trap Hole. Oh no, you got me! You didn't even need the 1,000 knives, so Pete continues to play by passing turn and letting the kid win and enjoy his first tournament ever. Now, Pete also got his friends to be nice to the kid so they won't outright completely crush him and destroy his spirit. So we can slowly ease him into the competitive scene without overwhelming or scaring little Carl. Later, Pete would help out little Carl with his deck, teach him how to check the value of his cards, and supervise his trades with others. Now, little Carl was super grateful and looks forward to challenging his big bro Pete to another duel next week. Now every player starts a little bit differently, but leave down in the comment section below if you had a big bro player that helped you and showed you the ropes about Yu-Gi-Oh, and give him a shout out, because you know, you may have turned out different. You may have quit the game earlier if you didn't have something like that, or you could have ended up like a super toxic rule shark-ass player. That could happen. I've seen it happen. And so I'm really grateful for people like Big Bro Pete out there. Or you can be like Merrick and send all these kids into the Shadow Realm. Nishi's Binder. Now, as you can hear from the title, this story is about one of MST TV's members, Nishi. And we also have another video about this many years ago. Now, backstory. Back in the Dark Illusion sneak peek, Nishi was going around doing trades to acquire the new cards for some of his stock. Now, typical vendor-based things. Now, Nishi is pretty well known. He gets along with basically everyone for the most part. Now, this time was a little bit different. Now, he usually passes his binder around so people can see his inventory, and he sets them up for trades. Now, as time passed, the store was distributing out the sneak peek packs. And when it was Nishi's turn, he went out to grab his packs, and within that short moment of grabbing his packs and coming back, his binder basically went quote-unquote missing. Now, he couldn't have been more than 6 steps away, but it was gone. And when he asked if people have seen his binder, no one would have admitted to seeing it, even though there was like lots of people there and it was like around a very small area. Now, anyone could have brought it up at this point and we would have been cool with it, but nothing. And Nishi had his suspicion, but ultimately he felt defeated, he felt betrayed by the community, and his spirit and attitude towards the game was completely diminished. That led to him temporarily leaving the game. Fast forward to YCS Seattle. Now, it's very rare that we get a YCS event this close to the West Coast, so many of us in BC decided to go. Now, many of our friends were aware of Nishi's situation, and honestly, we were pretty pissed at whoever took his binder and felt sympathetic towards the situation. Our group of friends prepared a surprise for Nishi when we got to YCS Seattle. Now, near the end of the event, we pulled Nishi aside for the big reveal. Among the 16 of us, we all pooled in our money and cards that we knew he had in his binder and tried our best to rebuild his binder. Now, Nishi was shocked and very pleasantly surprised that we went out of our way to show our support. He was even more shocked when he saw the second surprise. We caught the dude and we threw him in a dumpster and left him for dead in Seattle. Nah, I'm just kidding. In addition, we also got him a super rare Ascension Sky Dragon prize card because it was one of his goals to get one at the time. That was probably one of the nicest things I've seen this community do for one of our favorite vendors, Nishi. So shout outs to all of you guys who supported. You guys know who you are. And although the binder was still lost, Nishi had a bunch of friends that got his back and ready to support him when he was feeling down. This honestly did happen. If you look for the vlog in MST TV's I guess old video archive, look for the Seattle the YCS Seattle vlog. That one has it in there, and the reveal reaction is also there. If you guys can find it, maybe I'll leave a link down in the description below so you guys can dig it up. But yeah, that was one of the best moments, I would say, that felt very wholesome in this game of Yu-Gi-Oh! From someone getting their binder stolen to a bunch of friends showing their support. Do you guys have a story very similar to this? I know I didn't make any crazy jokes or anything this video, but this is a wholesome segment. For once, we'll talk about something positive. Next week, we still have Ruling Nightmares, and again, I played against Bonesy, and it felt like pulling teeth sometimes. But I can't wait to share with you guys my Ultra Instinct ruling battle against Nishi's Ultra Instinct. Try to get away with everything. Until next time, well, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit me with a thumbs up. Tell me if you guys like these wholesome videos, or do you prefer to hear the cringy ruling nightmares out there. And there's some really good ones coming up too. I've marked a couple of them that were submitted in the comment section. If you guys leave a story in the comment section, I do read them, and I think it's really cool. I will feature it. So until next time, don't forget the subscribe button. Maybe your story will be featured. And don't forget to hold on to MST.TV and throw me a like, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.